an overview of our new easiest export to a spreadsheet program. To better understand the concepts, we are using a bid item list with just a unit cost and total cost. Later you'll see how you can set up the columns in the arrangement that they are exported. Items are exported based on the columns that are in the current view and the order that they are in. If you didn't want the memo column or the tag column, you would right mouse click and select columns to display, and then click on one of them and it will go away, and we're going to take that one off too. To help facilitate the export functionality, we have a fairly new feature on the View menu of saving and loading views. We're going to save this view here. We've given it a code and a description, and you can make these descriptions meet your particular requirements. And we'll save this view. We'll now proceed with the export by clicking on the transfer menu and export to spreadsheet. We're going to give it a file name of sample export 1. You'll notice the export directory. You may want to set one up. We've set a directory or folder up for all of our exported files. You may go right to your folder that your spreadsheet normally opens from. Next, we'll click on the Export button and click on Open. And you'll see it open up Microsoft Excel and show the columns and the line items that were on the screen. Next, we've added back the tag column. So you can see that if we do the export again and tag some of the rows, well, when you go to Transfer Export, you will see that you now have an option of tagged lines. So if that is checked as it is here, when you export, it will only export the rows that are currently tagged. If we go to the column selection and remove the tag column and the code column, and also put the quantity over on the other side and the unit on the other side, when we export, you'll notice that it does the export in the way that you're viewing this. And so we're just going to back over here and export a second sample. And you can see that the quantity and the unit are on the left side, the description and so forth. So whatever you see on the screen is what's going to get exported. Next, we are going to pull up a standard view. I'm going to the View menu and Load and pull up a standard view that we have here. Keep in mind, all of these little views will be yours with your descriptions and so forth on them. So you'll set up views for different purposes regarding exporting. Next, I'm just going to export what we see on the screen. I'm not going to bother moving things around, and we'll just do another sample 3 and export it. And you'll see that what was on the screen is now exported, including a tag column, a sequence number, a code, and so forth. The export function works on any list. I've got a few of them here. Budget list, the same thing applies. You right mouse click, select a set of columns that you want, basically build the list the way you want to export, and save that list out on the View menu on the Save This View. Each view has its own list of saved views, so there's no confusion. The system, if you're, in this case, we're on the subdivision list, and if you go to Save This View, it will save it into the subdivision list Save View. You'll notice it says View for Subdivision List, or Views. So you have the same functionality. Once you get it down, you can export any set of data that you would like to in any order, and also in any rows by tagging them. Using the export functionality along with our cross-reference features gives you some additional functionality. Here I've opened up the cost type list, and let's say we want to just export out subcontract items from the estimate. We get on this row anywhere, click on the export, XREF here, bid item list, and this is going to show us just the items in the bid that are subcontract items. And of course you follow the basic transfer and export those items. So it's really handy to be able to pick your exported items. If you don't want to export the whole bid, you can export sections of it. Using Excel, even though it is not in the scope of our discussion here, but what I've done is I've opened up another book, and you can set predefined summary totals and other types of calculations you want to do. And so you can have certain formulas in cells and go up and copy and paste them into another spreadsheet that has your formulas already built into it, or the additional information you want to do. So that's an easy way to have some standard templates in Excel to use in conjunction with the exported data from Easiest. This concludes this brief overview of our export functionality.